as you can see, we're now coming down on the A87 we are on now, heading towards the Kyle of Lochalsh, which is where the bridge across the Skye is. Yeah, that's where we're heading. Going over to Skye just for a couple of days, hopefully some nice weather. However, as you can see here, lots of snow on the way down. The sky looks very full of snow as well. I think we've got more on the way. We're starting to get a little bit of drizzle. Coming through some very low cloud. And as you can see, it just looks lovely coming over these hills. A cloud just in the valley here. I'm absolutely in love with this part of the world. In the words of a certain tall Scotsman, I was born with a heart of Lothian, I believe. Ruby's sitting there shaking her head at me. Sorry for the Marillion reference. Yeah, this is just stunning. And even though it's a little bit grey and overcast. Overcast? Where did that come from? I had a posh moment there. I'll apologise for that now. I'm a Brummie, not a Poshy. As it's a little
overcast.
It's a little overcast. As it's dull and overcast, it doesn't make any difference to the beauty of the place.
If anything, it helps.
Yeah, and hopefully, you know, going into Skye, we've got places like the Fairy Pools, the Fairy Glen, the Old Man of Storr. Potentially with snow on those, they're just going to look amazing. It's going to be quite an emotional experience if we can get there to do those, I would imagine. So let's leave you in a bit of peace and just enjoy the drive for a minute. Did you spot a deer?
Yeah.
Well done. I'm too busy looking at the road, so. So Ruby's just spotted a deer on the side of the road there, or in the fields. There are plenty of deer warnings around this area. Let's just tilt you up a little bit and you'll see how spectacular that view is. You don't really want to be watching the road, I'll do that bit. Absolutely amazing. Some clear skies coming through over the other side of this ridge, hopefully. And yes, Rube, I did notice that it was a left turn. You don't need to direct me, that's what I've got a sat nav for.
Oh no, but I didn't realise you could see that.
I've got a sat nav if I don't need a twat nag. Don't use mobile phone while driving, I'm not.
Definitely not using your phone.
No.
That's not straight, but that's right.
Yeah. As we come through this little area here, you'll be able to see these hills and mountains, I suppose. I don't know whether they're sure the definition of it, but who cares? They're snow covered and mist covered. Stunning areas. We're heading down towards now the Kyle of Lochalsh. Ruby's just pointing out the sign there about the roads being managed by Bear Scotland. Our little running jokes is that the bears come out of the forests and check the roads for the potholes and the quality of them. I will say, all these roads, especially through the Highlands, they tend to be brilliant. I guess they're less used than what we're used to, but the quality of the surfaces are amazing. Just lovely to drive along. He says as he hits loads of potholes. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. soon I think we should be dropping on towards the bridge at the Kyle of Lochaush. Look at this. Oh, sorry, you can't see that, but Ruby's looking at that there. This is the road we're actually going across, I believe. No. It's like a dam almost, isn't it?
Hell. Dam, rail bridge, footbridge, could be anything. I think it's a dam.
It is. It's
Yeah.
Did I say Kuan Dam?
Oh, I have no idea.
I didn't quite catch the name on that sign there as we drove past. But yeah, there's a dam there across the loch. It's a very, very large loch to our left-hand side. You may see that in a second as we come around. I'll spin you a little bit. That's as much as I can do. Let's come out a bit, yeah. Didn't realise I was still zoomed in actually. See, I'm good at all these video things.
Technology evades you slightly.
That's why I have my assistant director next to me. Children for technology, they have uses. There you go, you can see the lock just on our left hand side there. Not sure which one that is. It may even be the one we've just come along the other side of. Just done a couple of left turns. If so, it's a very imaginatively named Loch Garry. Been having some fun discussions about the names of places in Scotland. That'll be possibly a topic for another video. But we've come past Loch Garry here potentially, and earlier on Loch Lochy, which obviously they were running tight on names as to what to call something, and it looked a bit like a loch, so let's call it Loch Lochy. One of the first towns that we come across as we come into Scotland, little place called Ecclefechan. Several of the Scottish towns, we believe, were probably named after a night in the whisky distilleries. As I say, subject for a later video, that one. I'm going to leave you with some more views for now, and I'll be back as we get closer to the Kyle of Lochaush. May have just seen the deer risk sign flash up there. Keep an eye out, see if we can see anything. But the views are just incredible. Although it looks like the white balance on my phone is making it look rather blue out there. Not sure how it will look on playback in the video, but we'll see.
Keep the screen.
Bring you back in again now just before we get into anywhere near the Kyle of Lochaush. We've come through a sign saying that we're in the council stroke administrative area of Skye and Lochaush, but this bit's just absolutely striking as far as the views and the sunset. We're approaching 5 o'clock. Been on the road since about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning, and still got another hour and a half or so before we get to our guest house, which is around the midpoint of Skye. It's just outside of Portree. Portree being the main town on Skye, the largest town on the island. Chosen to stay in that area because of it being central. We can spend a day or so, a day or two, going north and doing some bits north of the island, and then coming back on Tuesday down towards the south end of the island, back across the bridge to one of the most photographed castles in Scotland. Any of you that are into photography and landscapes will no doubt have seen the castle known as Eilean Donan. I think I'm pronouncing that right. That's just near the approach to the Sky Bridge. So we'll be hopefully getting to see that. It's actually on a little island, which, if I remember rightly, gets cut off by the sea at high tide, but you can get out to it whilst the tide is low and the sea is out, obviously just for limited times before the tide comes back in. Something for a battlefield there. No idea what that is. Go on, look, Miss History Buff. Any idea?
Not a clue. Could be interesting to have a look at on the way back, to be fair.
Yeah, we'll see how the day goes, but I mean, you can see we're in this valley now. Loads of sort of little waterfalls around us. Again, I can't turn you around far enough on there.
Should be able to see it.
But yeah, absolutely stunning part of the world. Can't keep saying that enough. Just so emotional about it. So there we have it. Just zoom in a little bit. Beautiful sunset behind the castle there, Eilean Donan. Brief little stopover. Rube's been down with the camera. Not sure what she's got. She's about to show me some of her pictures.
There's a little cormorant on that rock over there.
Okay, so she's got this lovely castle with a lovely sunset behind it, and she's taking pictures of cormorants.
I got that one of the castle.
Oh, that's not bad, I suppose. I've seen better.
Blah.
Okay, we're now just coming through the Kyle of Loch Alsh, moving right towards the Sky Bridge now. As you can see, it's dropped very dark. We did have that little stop off at Eilean Donan, which threw us out by about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. We were maybe stopped there. But now we're back underway. And yeah, let's just see what this bridge is like. Seen it in the distance and it looks rather immense. I'm not a fan of bridges normally, but not got a lot of choice. So
It was either the bridge or the ferry, wasn't it?
it was the bridge or the ferry. You can just see the bridge there to the left of the screen, and we're actually just stepping onto it now. So we're going across, and I mean that's an immense looking structure. I've said it a few times, and I've said it jokingly a few times, but it's very emotional. But it is. It's quite. Yeah, first time I've ever been up this far in Scotland. First time I've ever been across the sky, obviously. And now we are going across the Sky Bridge.
We're now over the water.
As you can possibly see, we're going up and over. It's quite a steep, peaked bridge. Yeah. And there we are. We're now coming down the other side, and there we go, people. Welcome to Skye. So now we've got approximately another 45-50 minutes, maybe an hour, subject to driving, to get to our guest house. We'll also try and find somewhere to grab some food along the way, because it's been a little while since we've actually had anything to eat, apart from snacky bits and pieces of naff stuff. Just driven past an Indian restaurant there. Not feeling the Indian tonight, but we won't have see what we'll find in Portree as we get to there. So we are now on Skye, and I'm feeling nice and relaxed. All good. Speak to you soon.